Hey guys, Duke Delate here for the Intimacy Liberation Army, and I wanted to talk to you today about how to carry yourself with style. I This is part of the How to Be More Attractive series. I'm not a big fan of standing out and dressing up in super crazy ways. I just kind of go with how I feel and appropriate for the environment. And so I'm not. This isn't a style channel. This isn't like somebody who's like I had a friend of mine who started a style channel a while back, and they talk about little idiosyncratic shit that I just don't care about. So um, I'm just going to talk about if you're kind of unaware of what to do, overall rules on style and dress, and that will add uh, a lot of flavor to your attraction in a social environment, and also create kind of a signature look and feel or whatever. So let me get into it. It's a universal goal to present yourself kind of in the best light possible. And a lot of people struggle to find their own unique style. I constantly change it up because I'm always testing things, so I'm not the best model for getting a unique, super cool sense of style. I got a buddy, he works at the bar where I live, and he is constantly out getting new pieces of gear, and he puts this like dandy-ish, like super badass style presentation out there. He's always wearing outlandish shit that fully suit his personality, and he's really got it down. Actually, I should probably get him on the podcast to explain kind of how he thinks and how he shops because he's super badass. But if you just want to make a good impression, at the club, at the bar, with people that you're intending to date, or even job interviews or whatever, you can do a few simple things to increase the way you come across at first impression. So tip number one, get appropriate attire for the venue. I go out to the club, and there's a baseline set between different groups of people. You have just like in high school, there was like the skaters, there was the goths, there was you know, there was the preps, there was all these people. You'll see groups like that in the bar, right? Where they're people who come from, the Greek life, and they'll dress kind of preppy and a little rich. They're the kind of the designer people, and they're the skater type people, or the druggy type people, or they have baggier clothes, wear a lot of flannels and stuff like that. Whatever your vibe is, you can choose that. But there are some events, like for instance, like if you go see like the raver type stuff. I go to these like raves all the time, and all these electronic artists. Like you're dressed for glitz and glamour, or you're dressed for fun, or you're dressed for function. I wear really really comfy shoes because I like to dance, and so that's why I do that. But I don't wear ratty New Balances. I wear shoes that fit the venue, and usually for them I wear Converse or Vans, and then you wear clothes that fit, and you kind of choose whatever you want. That's fine. But if I showed up to that place in a tux, as an extreme example, but it's not going to work. Like, yeah, I'm going to get a lot of attention, but it's also going to keep me from doing the things that are appropriate for that venue, like dancing around and hanging out with a bunch of people who are taking drugs and getting all crazy in the middle of a fucking pit. Like, all of those things are not going to happen in a tux, and if they do, it's going to be weird. Like you're not going to be able to move the way you want to move, etc. Also, if the event's super super youthful, you don't want to come across like super super old, especially if dating is your target, becoming attractive in that venue, in that environment is your target. You don't want to come across that way, so you want to dress a little bit younger. You also don't want to dress not your age. Like if you can't pull off looking like a fucking teenager, then don't try, because it just looks super try hard. But if you can own what you got going on, then it's fine. Like I'm 43. I dress, I don't know, probably 30ish, and because I don't, I go out to these younger type places. I go to a lot of parties. I go to a lot of raves. I go to a lot of clubs and bars and stuff. that aren't necessarily designed for older people. Like if when I was working, I just wore suits a lot, and I wore, and I had a corporate job. I wore, polo shirts and shit, and it matched. But if I showed up to the bar like that, it'd be kind of weird. Funnily enough, I actually showed up to the bar tonight in my gym clothes, which because I didn't have time to change and I didn't care. So I went and walking around in Crocs and fucking fight shorts. But that is a big fashion no. Don't do that. You want to come, so this is being appropriate to the event. You show up to a wedding, right? I see these guys, they'll show up to a wedding, and the wedding may be a semi-formal event or whatever, and then like they show up in like khakis, not pressed, weird cornflower blue shirt, tucked in weird, like they don't look good. They didn't take any time in their appearance, and it kind of brings a lack of respect to the event itself. And even though that's who you are and you're expressing yourself with how you are or whatever, sometimes it's just lazy, right? You can choose to find clothes that fit, clothes that are washed and have reasonable amount of care, like it took into it, and then you can come across not only how you are, like if you're not a fucking super organized person, then you may not want to come off like your wardrobe's super organized, but it also has something to say about the venue, right? A lot of nightclubs will not let you in if your shoes are shit, and a lot of nightclubs won't let you in if your fucking shirt doesn't have a collar on it. Doesn't mean you can't express yourself, but like, dress according to the environment. And if you don't know about that, then plan ahead and try to figure out what people would do in that environment. Me personally, I didn't hire, she was my roommate, so I didn't pay her. But earlier on in my life, I actually hired a stylist, but um, I recruited a stylist to handle my look and feel when I was traveling around and doing a lot of seminars. I would reach out to this girl and I'd be like, all right, so what do I look good in? And she put me together this little outfit type thing where it was like a rock t-shirt with a blazer, but a casual blazer, and then jeans that fit and reasonably decent shoes. And she put me on this, and she gave me a bunch of variations, and I wore that for years, just because she knew what she was talking about, and it looked okay, right? I looked relatively presentable. It wasn't too far out of my comfort zone, and I could own it, so it totally worked. So if you can reach out to a stylist and get them to put you together, the advice I gave to, who was it? Somebody. Oh yeah, it was one of the guys in the relationship advice group on Facebook. He was like, "Oh, I don't know what to wear. I have this first date coming up." And I'm like, "If you got a couple of girlfriends you trust, take a few $100 to the mall and make them outfit you. As long as they're not gonna make you look like an idiot. And you gotta have some say in it, so because you don't want to be walking around uncomfortable, like this isn't me, this isn't me, this isn't me. You don't want to do that. But take some girls who have an eye for what you got going on, platonic girlfriends, and have them come fucking shopping spree you and dress you. Most girls that I know would love to come to the fucking mall and dress you. So do that. Tip number 2. It said, don't buy cheap shit. Actually, when I put this together, I was running off of the advice of one of my other style guys, Dio. He's down in Guatemala right now. But I actually don't care whether you buy cheap shit. Just make sure that it doesn't look like cheap shit. I wear H&M shit all the time, and it's cheap, and it fits my demographic, and like this is an H&M shirt. I also shop at the thrift store all the time. Basically what I do is I will find the lookbook on the popular sites, so like Zara, H&M, fucking even some of the designer people, but like the designer people have like their own unique flair, and I don't care. So I will look at H&M and Zara specifically, and they have these lookbooks that are like, okay, here's the fashion trends of fall or whatever, and then I look at all these pictures, and then I go to the store and I put the outfit together, and then I walk out with the outfit. And what I do is I actually go to the thrift store and I go build the outfits out of there. Most of my basics are all H&M because they fit me super well, or Calvin Klein, they fit me super well. And then all of my blazers and pants and everything there, I get them from the thrift store because they're cheaper that way, and I flip them out all the time. Like, I'm not always wearing the same shit. I wear all the same shit in the videos because I'm always shooting them after the club at night, and I'm in comfy clothes at home. But um, whenever I go out, I'm constantly rotating the shit that I wear, and it didn't cost me a lot because I hit the thrift store once a week and take the lookbook with me and try to make an outfit out of it. Uh, 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 uh. Yeah, so the big thing is fit. Um, the big thing in fashion, or fashion in looking good with your style, is fit. If you're wearing something that doesn't fit, uh, it doesn't work. Like, if you're younger, you can get away with, like, or if you're in a particular style, you can get away with super baggy shit if you're in that hip hop street scene, if you're in the grungy type scene or whatever. Like, you can get away with stuff that doesn't fit quite right. In fact, the current trend right now, it's just like January 2023, right now, is oversized stuff. H&M and Zara both have a bunch of these big, blocky, boxy, kind of body heighty. They're kind of moving towards the gender fluid look, and I don't like it at all. So I stay with fit because fit's classic. And I actually went to a wedding, and I went to the local haberdasher. He's the guy who makes suits and little accessories for menswear. He's down here in Oxnard. Jim Stitch, great guy, and he put together my suit, right? And I got the suit like the morning of the wedding, and I fucking rushed off with it. Then I realized that, like, this thing is cut for the 80s, bro. Like the pants, I could literally fit two of me in the leg of these pants, and it was just kind of how he had chosen to do that style, and it fit me perfectly. It just was not the kind of modern, like, tapered and cut fit that I was looking for. And I could take it back and ask for that, and he'll fix it. But I still pulled it off because it fit well, and I didn't have a problem with that. So you want to fit most of the time. If you don't know how to fit yourself, basically it's got to be comfortable, and no more. So I put a pair of jeans on, and they're a little tight and they're a little squeaky, but I can move well in them. Great. But if if they're too tight and there's no elastic in them, if they're not like stretchy jeans, then I'm just gonna be uncomfortable all fucking night. And if they're too baggy, if I go to the point where they're comfortable and then I go more, then they get too big and they don't fit right. Same thing with shirts, same thing with sweatshirts, same thing with sweaters, same thing with blazers. Blazers have to fit. If they don't fit, like if they're a little too long on the arms, they make you look like an idiot. If the shoulders are wider than your actual shoulders are, they make you look like you're swimming in it. There's this guy, he used to hang out with us, and he would always wear the nicest clothes he could find, but none of them fit because he'd buy them off the rack and they wouldn't tailor them, and he just looked like an idiot because he was walking around, and it was completely incongruent in walking through with this vest that would not move with his body because it didn't fit. And so just pay attention to fit, and you're gonna be okay. I think one of the basic fashion rules I got from Evan Pagan when he was Dave D'Angelo, when he was same guy, he just changed his name. Doing like how to walk around in a bar. It was nice shoes, fitted jeans, black V-neck t-shirt, and that was like the standard decent belt. And it was the standard de rigueur of the man on a mission to bring more women into his life. And I wore that outfit. I still wear that outfit all the time. It's like the basics, right? I got black V-neck t-shirts. I got a couple white V-neck t-shirts, and I got a couple of solid coloreds like this, and then everything else layers over the top of it. In California here, we don't get a lot of hard winters, so I don't do a lot of layering. But when I'm out, in Atlanta or New York or whatever, like, yeah, I have scarves and sweaters and all this other shit that I can kind of layer in and keep the colors together. So anyway, pay attention to fit. Yeah, this one says accessorize intelligently, but I don't, so I can't really fucking. I wear like raver beads on this side, some weird Apple Watch on this side, and then I'm done. Like I don't really care about the accessories. This necklace that I wear is not for fashion. It's like functionality. It's like I got nitroglycerin in here for the heart attack, and I got this lock from my hostel, lock on my bag, and that's I wear that, and that's it. So I don't really choose accessories well. The advice should be to accessorize intelligently. I don't, so I don't care about this tip. That's what you get when you have other people write your scripts for you. Okay, experiment with color. Yeah, so you kind of look at the catalogs. You look at the lookbooks on H&M and Zara. If you are a different type of dresser, then feel free to look at whatever catalogs match that. If you're a little skater kid, then look at the Zumiez catalog or the Pacific Sunwear catalog or whatever, and kind of look at what's going on. But the seasons bring different colors, and there's a whole science to it, and there's a whole bunch of fashion channels. If you really want to dive down the rabbit hole, go ahead and do that, but just have a couple colors in the mix. Classic colors like navy, black, white, gray, and then there's different colored patterns and stuff you can use in your fabrics. Have the basics there, but also experiment. I wear pink a lot, mostly to keep up with Jackson, but I actually like pink on my skin, and it works. And I experiment with colors all the time, and I just throw out colors that make me feel like I'm washed out or whatever. But experiment, play around with it. Don't necessarily buy 7 outfits of the same exact type, because then you kind of pigeonhole yourself, and you don't have any variety. Just like everything else, test and iterate. Yeah. Properly maintain clothes. Okay, so that's the last one. I flip my stuff out so often that I don't really care about maintaining them, because I mostly buy them in thrift stores, and then the basics I just buy again when they start getting ratty. But you might have a favorite shirt that has a couple holes in it, and you kind of keep it around. You guys will see me wearing this shirt I got like 10 years ago from a local band called Bryce Fine, and I love that shirt, and I wear it all the time, but there's like 2 holes in it right under the logo, and like I need to stop wearing that shirt because it makes me look like a weirdo. But keep your clothes in good repair, good condition. Replace them when they go out of, when they get too worn out, when the black fades too much, especially if you buy cheap shit, like if you buy like the Hanes, like in the 3-pack, when the V-neck t-shirts, if you buy those, like the black wears out really fast, and the white gets dingy really, really fast, and so like replace them. Like they're not that expensive. Just fucking do it, and keep your shit up. And then with your outers, right? Keep the steamer, or keep the. You can do the whole dryer sheet trick and stuff with things that are dryer safe. But you don't want to walk around with all the crazy wrinkles and all the weirdness from them sitting in crunched up wad on your floor. Like, it sounds basic, but like there's so many guys who won't do this, or who will, panic and buy a shirt, at the JCPenney or the Ross or something, right before they go out, and then there's those like weird creases from the folds that are in the package, and just like hang them well, steam them well, iron them well. If you don't know how to do that, have somebody do it for you or teach you. You can YouTube how to iron a shirt, and it will handle it. So I like to maintain. I keep a lot of the clothes that I get that have really, really good materials. I have a lot of Brooks Brothers shirts for the collared shirts and the Oxfords that they keep forever. They're so good. The problem is I fluctuate in size so much that I got to keep throwing them out and getting new ones. But Keep your good clothes in good repair, and you will give off the impression that you actually give a shit about your appearance, and that will help make you be more attractive on the first impression. Yeah, this video was a little rambly, but most of mine are pretty awesome. So if you like this long form content, please subscribe to the channel, and I will see you guys tomorrow, because we do this every damn day. And see you then. Stay awesome.